Welcome, everyone, back to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig, joined, as always, by Jeff. And you see in the middle, we got a special guest today. We got Mark here. Our draft just wrapped up, our big auction draft we've been preparing for all summer. That's the only reason we're doing these podcasts. No, I'm just kidding. We've been talking about it for months, want to get this draft going. And tonight was the big night. I think it went pretty well, especially for you, Jeff.
I loved it. I loved my draft.
You, if we were to throw some ranks out there, Fantasy Pros ranked you with the number one draft. So not bad. Mark was ranked 4th on Fantasy Pros. ESPN ranked you 2nd and Mark 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys had some good drafts. So Jeff, what was your plan? How'd it work out?
Plan, very similar to what, if you listen to the show before, you know exactly what we're trying to do. But the number one was to try to get a good quarterback, and they went for a little more than I thought they were going to. So I went with the number 4, Lamar. After that, went for a couple of very high quality running backs. And if anyone listens once again, Alvin Kamara was a player that I wanted to go for. I think that he is very underpriced. I can wait the 3 games out. So I already had Pollard. I had AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I had Olave.
Some good keepers.
Went for Lamar Jackson, which is huge upside, and I can fill in for the rest. I went out and I got Jahmyr Gibbs, and he is going to be a wild card. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think that is a huge upside pick. But I also got Dobbins, which is an upside pick, and I got Kamara to steady the boat after week 3. So that's what I love about that. And then I got Kyle Pitts as well. And then I have a bunch of people on the bench that I absolutely adore as kind of consolation prizes, if you will. But overall, a very solid team. Like, I went for the well-rounded approach. And I know Craig went for much more of the starters are going to be amazing, and then bench I'm not going to worry about. And I know that
I did.
even more so, he wrote a letter.
I did.
And he has it right there. God, show the camera.
It's here.
So he has a
I had a
letter
plan.
of exactly what he was going to do, and I think it's going to be complete. We'll find out. But
It's not exact because, well, you screwed me with Gibbs. So not really. It wasn't the Gibbs part. It was the Bijan part.
Bijan, we both went for him. Him and McCaffrey went for well, actually, no one went for a deal, and that was the thing.
Deals.
Besides for Allen, a little bit, and that's not even a deal. That is just he went underpriced comparatively.
Well, so before we get to mine, Mark, you went big and went McCaffrey.
I did.
Was that your plan or just spur of the moment?
I was originally going to go on, honestly, big on quarterback, but they went over what I had originally budgeted for it. And so I was like, all right, well, now we're going to go with the hero. Let's go with the hero running back, and we'll fill in on the rest.
Yeah. I mean, that's not, $72 on a $200 budget for McCaffrey, but it wasn't even the highest one.
No,
as we'll get to in a minute.
And I was happy with that after I saw what Bijan went for. So I
was in on the McCaffrey bidding, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe once McCaffrey went for that, I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a deal on Bijan. And I was wrong.
Nope.
I was wrong, but it worked. And then you got Higgins. Higgins was $43. When you look at it, that seems like a big number, but last of the tier, like Jeff, we talk about all the time. That last wide receiver in a tier goes for way more. He was by far the best player left at that point.
With what was left from our overall keepers throughout the whole thing, I mean, the wide receiver market was absolutely horrid with what was left after our keepers. And like you said, Bijan was T.
Yeah, T. He was by far the best.
He was last of anything that had a hope of being a wide receiver.
He was a guy I wasn't one of my targets necessarily. He was on my list of guys I wouldn't mind, but not for that price. But your draft definitely way, way better than John's in our league, who we might get to in a little bit, but way better.
Yeah.
way better for sure. So that was good. We'll talk about that later.
John's just horrid altogether.
John's listening in right now.
No one will be able to see him, but he is on the face call still. We are hanging out.
He can't talk.
This guy.
All right, so my draft.
It's horrible.
All right, I'm gonna get to mine here. Where's mine? All right, so I definitely wanted quarterback. We talked about it a lot. We wanted to go big for a quarterback, so I went right away and I went Josh Allen, $36, but he went for less than Mahomes and less than Hurts, I believe too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did.
So I felt good about that. And then we get to the Bijan part. It's right after McCaffrey went, right? And Jeff and I are sitting in a room together, and I called it out and told you I'm going to get him, and you're not going to outbid me. And I think you thought I was joking.
Well, I did because I had a very high number in mind.
Yeah.
And we hit 80. And I was like, all right, you didn't lie to me.
Yeah. No. So Bijan, I like getting that. So let's see. Did I put it on my list? Did I put Bijan on my list?
Open that up, by the way.
Let's see how much. It's not going to be perfect. But
Open it to that camera, by the way.
it's opening. It is opening. All right. Let's see. I had two plans. I had a backup plan.
I was in on
case
Bijan until you guys got to like
All right.
75.
Here we go. Plan one.
So much.
My first plan, QB, Mahomes, Allen, Hurts. I needed one of those three.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
going to end with it.
Okay.
Running back, CMC or Bijan. I needed one of them.
Yep.
All right.
I actually had a question mark on my flex. I didn't know what I was going to do. This is the one I did not get. It was Higgins, Ridley, or DJ Moore. I did not expect Higgins to go for 43 and Ridley to go for 39.
Yeah.
That really,
What would DJ Moore go for?
he wasn't as much, but by the time
No,
I was in on the bid on that, but he
he
went for 20.
Say mid to high 20s, right?
Yeah, he went for 26.
Yeah.
26 for and
Well-
to be fair, we do have a keeper league. It
Yep.
changes the prices drastically, so
Yep.
everyone knows.
And then I put Jalen Warren with an exclamation point, and I got him.
Yep. You got
And
him.
then the one that's going to haunt me, the very last name, you can't really see it. It says Rashid Shaheed,
Oh yeah.
and I got he was stolen from me.
Yep.
I
By your max bid, wasn't it?
oh it was
So
man.
you got maxed
And
out.
I put that I would spend $2 to get Rashid Shaheed, but he was taken from me, and I could not get him. So
Bye.
John sucks.
John.
He
He's,
stole it.
he's doing this, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'll just do
Oh,
what
yeah.
he's doing.
So
He's all in.
I didn't have much of a plan, but there's that was my bait, my points I needed. I needed those. I needed one of those quarterbacks, one of those two running backs. I needed Jalen Warren. I wanted Rashid Shaheed, but I didn't get it. The wide receivers I wasn't able to pull off. But that was pretty much my plan, and I was going to make it work. I didn't
Yeah.
care about my bench. I had no bench plan whatsoever because I didn't care, and I was going to just fill it in after that, and I did. Filled it in
Well-
with a bunch of guys.
And we've been talking about this for months, like really. And
Yeah.
so you know kind of what me and Craig were going in with. But I do have and for me, I had to pivot multiple times, probably 3 times. I
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
the big ones in my mind were okay. I wanted to get one of the 3 quarterbacks, and they all went way too much. I wanted. I was like, okay, what's McCaffrey and Bijan going to go for?
Mhm.
And after all that, I had to pivot, and I did get Devontae Adams. Who,
Work. You pivoted. That was a
Yeah,
good pivot to Adam.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
not over the moon on him, but I think he's safe, and it gives me another top elite player to play with. So you kind of know what I was going for, but I am very interested. Mark, as the newcomer on the show, what was your plan coming into it? Like, how much prep did you actually do? Be honest with me.
Did I actually do
Yeah, did you actually do?
2 hours?
I hate you.
His team's
Straight
ranked.
up.
His team's ranked higher than me.
Straight up, I hate you. So, okay, so what was your thinking going into it? Who are your keepers, first of all? We had 3.
Oh yeah. My keepers were Miles Sanders, CeeDee Lamb.
Which, okay, Miles Sanders,
Yeah.
everyone knows. Craig fucking
I
loves.
wasn't putting Miles when I throw out those keeper lists
Yeah.
for what I think people were going to do. I was not putting Miles
Oh
Sanders
yeah,
on purpose.
no.
I
I
just didn't wanna-
knew you weren't doing it for a reason. So
I like that you're playing mind games.
Oh, yeah,
I was
he
like, I'm just not
appreciate
going to
it.
throw this name out
he
there.
tried.
Yeah,
So it was Miles Sanders, CeeDee Lamb, and Damian Pierce.
Okay.
Solid.
Well, and we love CeeDee Lamb. I'm actually a Damian Pierce hater this year, but it is a solid running back in a moment where you have to overpay for running back. So I can't hate on it. What was your thinking going in?
Well, with Pierce, I mean, I liked it. Originally wasn't going to keep him. I was going to look at Cooper, Amari Cooper, but then I did a little, part of my 2-hour research.
God, I hate you.
Was looking at
Oh, man.
okay, what's his new offensive coordinator, and he came from San Fran, which was run heavy, et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, okay, well,
No,
let's go with him.
Yeah, don't hate the thinking.
And yeah, I mean, from there, I was like, okay, well, I'm a little weak on running back. I got to get a probably one of the top of the mid-tier running backs. And I originally wanted to go high on quarterback. And I just got priced out for
But
what I
you
wanted my overall team to
Still ended up
to
with
look
Burrow
like.
for $14. Burrow's solid.
Man,
So
he,
got a
was,
top.
he was the last one of our
Mhm.
technically second tier, actually, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Lamar and Burrow for the most part.
I like Dotson, I like Addison. Some good players down there. Definitely.
Yeah. So something to kind of, that could possibly come through and that kind of thing. I think I'm a little higher on Sky Moore than a lot of people.
Sky Moore was actually on one of my list of like guys I would love to have on the
really?
bench. Yeah.
Okay.
For a couple, like $1 or $2. You got him for $3, I think. So I like
yeah.
that.
I mean,
Here, you have a couple of guys that I'm very interested in knowing your mindset, whether or not you just ended up with them or if you were going for them as a target. And number one that I want to talk about is T. Higgins, because he was one of the highest rated players in our draft. Was it more of like a bunch of keepers are gone and he's the highest one, I want to make sure I get another quality guy? Or did you actually think this guy has a chance to break out to another level this year?
well, see, I think he does have a chance to break out, but at the same time, it aligned up with what we had available. And what we had available, I think he was probably the number 2 or 3
He was up there.
receiver
he was
that was
high.
left
Yeah, he was very
to
high.
just begin the draft.
I mean, yeah, it was Adams, then him, Ridley. Those kind of guys, yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, I lost out on the Ridley.
Sweepstakes. Yeah, I mean that went
sweepstakes,
high.
that went
I thought
high.
I thought I was gonna get him for. I was like, okay, I'm gonna overprice him at 25 or whatever, or 30 actually, and he got outpriced from that.
I think he
shocked.
went for like 39, but then I got caught up in, okay, well, T's the only one left,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to pay
Yeah.
whatever it was, 40,
43.
whatever.
43.
You got
So
him
I
and
paid,
Burrow.
I
though.
paid an extra $40.
You got Burrow with him.
$4.
Yeah, you got Burrow, so you doubled down on
Yeah,
it.
so I doubled
I
down
don't
with
hate
it.
it at all. T. Higgins is a very talented wide receiver. It's not that. I mean, really, like if they're healthy, I absolutely love him because he has
Yeah.
huge upside in the touchdown area as well. The other one I want to ask you about is Darren Waller. I have been, and you can tell me in your, once again, I'm just going to hate you because you're going to be like, well, in my 2-hour session of studying this, you dick. But what is your thinking behind Darren Waller? Because I really want to know that one.
With that, it's New York Giants, their offensive line sucks, and Jan Jones is just going to be a check down king, which there comes in Darren Waller on his 6, 7, 8, 9 yard outs. When you get down to the goal line, it's going to be, we'll fake it to Saquon and just dump it out to Darren Waller, and away he goes.
They don't really have any receivers. I guess it's still
right,
it's still
yeah,
Slayton
yeah.
and Campbell
He
and Hodgins and Shepard and
they
Just
don't
a
have any
bunch of-
receivers at all.
maybe Jalen Hyatt, but it's a bunch of junk.
Yeah,
So-
I don't hate it, but
And Daniel Jones just loves to go to the mid range. So
So in our draft, Jeff, who do you think screwed up?
oh, dude, your brother.
oh, yeah.
So okay, he was by far,
Oh,
and I love this too because we'll talk. Nick will get so pissed at this, but he was by far like we all had. I think there was a few of us that had very solid keepers, and I traded last year for money. We can do money as well to a certain point. Nick had money. Well,
It's a decent amount.
a decent amount of money. He had Jefferson. He had Chase. He had who was the third one?
Jacobs.
Jacobs,
He
for
had
Jacobs.
the world.
He has everyone, and they're for really cheap. And he did not follow our number one rule that he was not aggressive early on, and he missed out.
That's the whole
And
key.
I don't care if you don't want, if you're kind of like, okay, I don't want, half of these top end players. You have to, at one point, you have to just stick to your guns and go for them. And I think all of us did it. I did it with Devontae.
I did it with
You did it
Bijan.
with Bijan. You did it with T. Higgins. Like
Or McCaffrey.
or
Yeah.
McCaffrey, either one. Yeah, you did it twice. Like you have to say,
Mhm.
okay, this is the end of it. There's no one that is near the talent level. Like whether or not like I'm in love with this top end player, this is the one I have to go for. And he had the money for it. He
He had
definitely he did not do it, and then he ended up overpaying for mid.
Yeah, he had the plan to get Mahomes. I know that was what
That
he
was a
wanted
good
to
one.
do.
That
but
was a good
Sure.
plan.
He got that, and then
He still had money to
didn't
do the rest.
do
though.
the rest.
Yeah, Mahomes was a good pick
But
for him. Yeah.
at least he spent all his money.
Yes, he did. No, who did not?
You know,
Look at this guy.
The man that did not,
Off camera, he's
who
grinning
always
so
leaves
hard.
money.
one of our biggest sins in fantasy football and auction drafts is leaving money on the table. It's
He
good.
always leaves money.
As
The
good as you might think
two-time champ.
What was his record for how much? Left one year?
I'm pretty sure it's $41. I'm almost positive. You know,
we can't back that up at all. We do know.
I'm pretty sure.
We do know 21. though.
20% of his
40.
budget he left out.
Don't leave that much money. Okay, it wasn't an egregious amount, but it's double digits,
and
right?
and yet he has more titles than me.
Oh,
I
yeah, me
want to
too.
murder
Oh,
him.
yeah. I don't
I
have any.
want to murder him.
Yeah.
What was it? How much? $13? Was it? Is that how much was out there? 12?
I think he ended up with
11.
It
11.
wasn't a crazy amount.
No,
but,
it wasn't. It wasn't.
But,
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Well, we like to give him a hard time because
Yeah, but it's
you know.
you get a little bit better. I mean, you know what? If I'm being honest, 100%, I'm not sure what that $11 gets him as an upgrade in a player. Necessarily looking at what they went for, but you could have.
I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say what that
So
upgrade.
bad.
When you leave money, you always look. What could I have gotten instead? Maybe in this situation, there truly isn't that guy. You could go and say, oh, $11 means you can upgrade from Pacheco to ETN, but in reality, it's not the case because ETN would have just gone higher.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not exactly it's true there. So maybe he didn't completely screw up.
Yeah, and we actually have we talk about our draft a lot after the fact, and we know our friend David. He was like, "Oh, I would have kept going on ETN."
Yeah.
So we know that he couldn't have gotten it at that price, but at the same time, like he had plenty of opportunities. Like, and at the very worst, even if he didn't get any of them, he bids everyone else up a little bit, and then he has an opportunity later. So with those kind of keepers, Jefferson and Chase, that is an absolute sin. I don't know what he was doing, but this is why this guy was, you know.
I'll say the one spot he probably could get the upgrade is probably like tight end with that money.
Oh,
Wow,
John.
who do you have?
John, you're saying?
Yes, yeah, he got Fryermuth.
Oh, you're talking about John?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, John
What did you get him for?
$3. Add another $11 that he didn't spend. He could get another tight end
Oh, yeah,
out
he
there.
could've got
without
Waller.
a doubt. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go, John. If you're
Could have got Waller, buddy.
That was guaranteed. Yeah.
Good work.
that's the one
Well,
upgrade.
and I actually outbid him for Pitts or whatever. So
yeah, could have got Pitts there. Yeah, so there we go.
yeah, you couldn't even got Pitts.
Yeah, so there's the screw up.
I like all of us are looking into. We're just trying to.
Yeah, just
engage-
into the nether.
No one's
Yeah.
looking at the camera. Right.
Right.
Just,
Yeah, but there, I wouldn't change much. I did what I wanted to. I knew my bench would be kind of thrown together, but I kind of like that in a
Yeah.
weird way. I like to do so many waiver wires.
What
And
is, name your actually not screw that. I'll throw it up on the screen. But who are the people that that you were not expecting to get on your team?
If I'm looking at my team,
Yeah, if you're looking at your team right now.
I mean, I wasn't planning on Michael Pittman. I got him for $6.
Are you angry about that one?
No, I like it
Okay.
for $6. That wasn't a
Who
plan
are
of
you,
mine.
Who are you upset about? They're like, I should have went a different route.
You know, I can't say I'm upset with any of it because once I spent the 82 on Bijan, I really didn't have. There wasn't other options.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I didn't necessarily think I could. I thought 70 would get me him.
Yeah.
I thought that's. I'm like,
Do you still think that Bijan for 82? Would you do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I agree with.
I
you.
would've gone to
just
85.
wondering.
At the time.
yeah, I would have gone to 85,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
and I don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought
Dang, I
when
should've
you were
bid you
like,
up.
dude, you're not gonna beat me, and we're in the same room. I really did think. I was like, he's so full of shit. I was
Wasn't.
like, all right, let's do this. And as soon as we hit 80, I was like, shit, he has the same thought I do. I was like, we're not. We're
Well, it
this
was
is
the end.
game over. I was like,
It was the end of a tier.
It
We screwed
was.
up.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
There was only.
It really was.
It was him and McCaffrey. I like Herbert. Maybe I spent a little too much on Khalil Herbert. I like him, but it's a bit of a risk for $18 for a guy that we're not 100% sure has the backfield locked down. I like Drake London, but that gives me a little too much Atlanta. That can be a worry. But,
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, not much I'd change. I got a bunch of random bench guys. Rashad Bateman for $1. You know,
Yeah. I
take
love
that.
Bateman for a buck.
Jeff
I do
Wilson.
like Bateman.
I like
for a
Jeff
buck.
Wilson for $2. I think he's better than Raheem Mostert.
I would take Bateman for $1 over Rondale Moore that I got.
I don't
for
know.
$1.
I don't know if Dave over there thinks the same. He has Mostert, but I like Jeff Wilson. I like Jeff Wilson a little bit better. But they're honestly probably just a split. Probably doesn't even matter.
And I'll throw the right now. I'll throw the 3 teams on the
Yep.
screen just so you can see what we drafted, and it was very interesting. There was a very, very competitive and good draft on this one.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
one,
think.
people
I
have
don't
gotten a
think
little too
anyone-
good in this league.
Yeah, no one messed up to a point. Like we rag on Nick just because
he still has
had,
the best team in a lot of ranks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was
Yeah.
just saying, ESPN he still has the number 1 over
he has
me.
Jefferson and Chase and Jacobs and Mahomes.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
like
mean, how can you can't really screw
Yeah.
that up.
I mean, the only one that really screwed up was John. He really messed the whole thing up. So that's about it. But yeah, that's about it. So all right, that's all I got for today.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
little recap.
Yep. Talk to you guys next time.